So Will didn't improve. He was 2/10 slower when we were riding with him there. What about Shane? Any improvements? 6.2. He was a 10th slower. So they've lost a little bit. Either the track could be a bit wetter or the tyres lost a bit. Brody Kostecki jumps up now into 5th, and his teammate Will Brown moved up into 8th as well. So the Erebus car's looking strong. 5.3 for Mostert is the target. Can anybody knock him off? He might be on for another opportunity here as Armour All pole progresses into the third portion with the sort of speed he's showing. He might be able to pull another one today. Bottom 6, though, is the focus in this first of 3 sessions.
Half a second on the field's a pretty good margin.
Wow.
Propo. Smashed them by half a second, Mostert. Heimgartner comes up to 9th. Gary Jacobson comes up to 13th. David Reynolds goes up to 14th. So the guys at the back, Percat for sure, because he's already in the pit. Jones, Smith, Hazelwood, all the Brad Jones cars are the bottom 4 cars.
Yeah, that's what I just rattled off.
Just unbelievable.
And Todd Hazelwood moved a little bit, but not out of the danger zone. Wheels peeled off. What has Shane got for us? He moves up into 3rd. So
he was 10th.
And Jamie got himself out of jail as well. He's moved up into 5th position. So outside now are Reynolds, Pye, Randall, Slade, Jake Kostecki, forward Kurt Kostecki, Jacobson and Fabian Coulthard. And Will on screen, Will Brown on screen at the moment in 8th position.
Heimgartner might even go faster. Oh, it's actually, he's come in. He's come in.
Has the margin. He's still got half a second on Cam Waters. So every time anybody improved, he stepped up another notch.
He did, but I don't know why you would have done that, because I would have left those tyres hot. So finish the lap, come in out of sequence, because he still could go across the line.
Will Brown just moved up another bunch of spots. Barry was looking the wrong way, and he's just come up into position number 4. We're inside 1 minute now to determine the grid at Tailem Bend for our first sprint race coming up this afternoon for the OTR Supersprint. Cam Waters has just moved up 3 spots. They are all chasing Andre Heimgartner. The conditions are mitigating against them. It's slippery, mirror slippery out there at the moment. There's more and more rain tumbling, and they're pushing harder and harder. They are building temperature. Was that Heimgartner coming into the lane?
I think it was.
It looks like it was Andre peeling off. And it's look at the amount of water down there in 6 now, Mark. It's fully shined up. It is a real battle. So Heimgartner's given it away. That is his time. It's locked and loaded at 2 minutes 7.8. He's got 0.2 of a second in hand. And is it wet enough to protect that provisional pole at the moment?
Yeah, that's the big question, Neil. As you said, the conditions, as you can see there, the shine on the road. There's no wheel tracks to park the tyre in. And Andre has said to Dylan Talabani, that's as good as I can do. Out of the car there now. Weird circumstances. There's no time left. Heimgartner on provisional pole, parked up. You hear the wheel spin there with Davison in a straight line. The car just burst into wheel spin. So that does demonstrate just the lack of grip and how difficult it is for these drivers. These guys are the best drivers of these cars in the world.
And visibility generally around the circuit has dropped a notch as well. So Heimgartner right of screen. Brenton Grove in the background. Stephen Grove congratulated him before as he came into the garage. Mark Horsburgh is the stills photographer also in the background, just getting some happy snaps. So they've got their fingers crossed inside the garage at Kelly Grove Racing. It could be a big moment for the Ned Whiskey driver here. Dylan Talabani on the left of the screen is his engineer. There's smiles beginning to break out in there, but we're not quite done yet. We've all learnt the lesson the hard way, that you can't count them too early in this game. As they all creep across the line, there's a bunch of cars to come. The last of them's in turn 15 in the middle of the complex. Andre Heimgartner's hanging on. His last pole position, and his only pole position, was race 12, Sydney Motorsport Park last year. But he might have put a big one together using a warm tyre from the previous qualifying session to get the job done, and great skill and a very, very good car. There's only a couple of cars to run. One of them now is James Courtney, and he's on screen. He's the last in the group. So Will Brown comes out of the last corner. He's up to the checkered flag. Does Will Brown improve? He's going to start with a career best 3rd in a supercar. No movement for him. He's come into the lane. Now it's down to James Courtney. Is James going to spoil the party at all? But Heimgartner, I reckon, has got this job done. Congratulations to Andre. Well done for the 25-year-old Kiwi. He's done a mighty job. Where does James drop in? He's 5th and no movement. Mind you, he all but equalled his time. He did an 8.89, James Courtney, and his best was an 8.87. Great effort. But congratulations and an Armour All pole today to Andre Heimgartner. Beautiful drive in unbelievably difficult conditions, and he adds a new surname to the list of those that have achieved an Armour All pole in the 2021 Repco Supercars Championship. And that's a fine moment for young Will Brown, who's had a golden touch in his young career. Most of the things that he's touched, he's been a winner or a champion in. So, session results, Q3, race number 9 of the championship. It's coming up this afternoon, 5 minutes past 4 South Australian time. A sprint race, 24 laps. We're looking forward to it, and a different complexion this grid. Heimgartner's got the Armour All pole. 0.2 of a second in difficult conditions at the back end over Chaz Mostert, front row start. It's important for him. Best performance for Will Brown, followed by Di Pasquale, Courtney, Davison, Waters, Van Gisbergen, Whincup and Kostecki. Next group of cars, as you can see, headed by David Reynolds, and the back end, Nick Percat, Macaulay Jones, Jack Smith, Todd Hazelwood. They've got some work to do. They didn't get those temps and pressures right in the end.